Happy Saturday, dividend growth stock investors. It's the DI Crab coming to you with good news on a Saturday. I've got a dividend increase in the portfolio. McCormick has increased their dividend. McCormick is in the Tier 2 category for DGI Crab portfolio. And what does that mean? Well, for me, it means that it is a stock best suited for a 31 to 41-year-old investor. This channel is all about taking your age and time horizon into consideration when acquiring dividend growth stocks. I believe that's the most important metric for a dividend growth stock investor to take into consideration. How many years are you going to have in the market to let the dividend increases work their magic? And for me, McCormick falls perfectly in line with that 31 to 41-year-old category. Channel focuses on just 60 high-quality dividend growth stocks split into 4 separate tiers. And as I said, this one is for the Tier 2. I'm not offering you financial advice. You should always do your own due diligence before you invest in anything. But with that, let's take a look at it. So McCormick & Company announced a quarterly dividend increase of 3 cents or 7.1%. It goes up from 42 to 45 cents per share. So 7% is just about in line with what I'm looking for in that Tier 2 category. Let's take a look here real quick at the spreadsheet just so you can see. This is the collection of stocks that I have in the Tier 2. McCormick, as you can see right now after that dividend increase, paying out $1.80 per share per year, is nearing the buy zone after increasing that dividend. I'm still looking for it to be yielding at least 30% higher than the 4-year average, but it is very close. So my target price on McCormick before the increase was down around like the $72 range, and now about $75. It's going to look more attractive now that dividend payout has increased. Currently, it yields 2.32% with a 4-year average yield of 1.81%. In 2023, their increase was about 6%, and this is going to mark the 38th consecutive year that McCormick has increased their dividend. I was expecting about 8%, almost got there, not quite, but I'm pretty happy at this point with a 7% increase. What I want to see in Tier 2 is a starting yield between 2 and 3% on purchase and an annual growth rate in the high single digits. Usually I'm looking to get like 8 to 10%. I can certainly live with 7 out of a steady player like McCormick. If you're getting a 7% increase and you're buying it when it's yielding, around 2.5% or better, then you add the 2.5%, the 7%, you're getting 9.5%, pushing 10% on that dividend combo factor, and that's definitely what you want to see in this 31 to 41-year-old age range. If we take a look at Seeking Alpha and pull up McCormick, just so we can get a better idea of their history and let you know basically why they made my final cut. I'm going to go over here to the dividends tab. We can see here over the past year, McCormick is, even though it's trading at a decent price right now, still up 17% over the past year. Down 7% on the 5-year, so it has traded a bit flat for a little while now. On the 10-year, however, it's up 108.7%. And if we look at the dividend history, we'll take a look at the scorecard first. We can just see here we got that 232 yield. Comfortable payout ratio at 55%. I like that payout ratio to be as close to 50% as possible, so this one is definitely right in line with where I want it. 5-year growth rate of 8%. And 37 going on 38 years now of increasing that dividend. McCormick is a dividend aristocrat. Taking a look at the dividend growth over the past few years, we can see that McCormick has been as steady as it comes. So we've got that 7% increase this year. Like I mentioned, it was a 6% increase last year. And look at how steady this is. Basically 8%, 9.5%, 9%, 9.5%, 10%, 9.5%, 8%, 8%, 8%, 9.5%. Very, very consistent over the last 10 years plus, even going back further. Remarkably consistent dividend increaser is McCormick. And look, it's not a super exciting stock. Spices, right? Your salt, your pepper, all the different spices that they have in their portfolio. It's certainly a competitive industry, and consumers absolutely are price conscious in this market. honestly, though, that's a reason why I really like McCormick. I think for a lot of those spice staples, McCormick is, from what I understand, pretty competitive price-wise, major player in that industry. And again, just one of those companies that is very consistent, very predictable. They just do what they do year over year. Last thing I'm going to show you here is just the average yield dating back over the last 4 years. We can see here that McCormick in 2024 has had an average yield of about 2.21%. And then 2023 all the way back through 2015, it was an average yield of below 2%, usually in the mid to high ones. And then sometimes, you look at the max yield, sometimes they get up into the mid twos, but not even all that often. Since 2014, their max yield has only ever gone significantly above 2% just recently, 2023 and 2024. So for me, I think that this is a stock to definitely keep an eye on here in the tier 2 category. A few months ago, I was adding a little bit of money to my McCormick position as a tier 2 investor. And like I said, I typically look for it to get down into the low 70s before it looked attractive earlier this year. And now, after that increase, it's going to be around 75 that it really starts to look like a great deal to me. I love the predictability of these stocks. Sleep well at night. Adding dividend yield that you can count on to stably and steadily increase year over year, so you can get raises even when you retire and you're not at the point where you're reinvesting dividends anymore. So congratulations to McCormick shareholders. I'm very satisfied with the 7% increase. Are you? Were you hoping for a little bit more, or will you take this one to the bank right along with me? Let me know your thoughts. Send me questions to dgicrab@yahoo.com. If you have anything you'd like me to do a video on or cover more in depth, just fire me over an email. I will always respond to your email with an email, but I love doing content that's based off of viewer requests also. Links in the description to a video on each of the 4 tiers, as well as another one that covers ETF investing based on your age, if you're more of an ETF person or want this channel to be for all types of dividend growth stock investors out there. Let me know what your thoughts are, and until next time, this is Colby, the DGI Crab, signing off.